Hi guys, JT here. Today I'm bringing you some information on the Humble Bundle Cartridge Chaos Bundle of February 2026. To help you answer the question, should you buy it? By using the links in the description below, you'll gain access to this bundle and support the channel in the process. Before I begin, I'd like to thank you the viewers for watching my silly videos. I hope they're helpful. Most importantly, knowing that you're watching it means the world. But first, a word from our sponsor, JT After Dark. You've read the threads, you've seen the warnings, but you haven't heard them like this. I'm JT. I take the internet's most terrifying stories and give them a voice. From Reddit's deepest archives to the legends that haunt the web, I bring the horror to life. Join me on JT After Dark. Subscribe now and let's see what's hiding in the shadows. Anyway, let's get into this. At number 1 we have Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Rita's Rewind. A vibrant nostalgic 2D brawler that serves as a love letter to the iconic 1990s franchise and classic arcade action. This game features a time travel plot, where a robotic incarnation of Rita Repulsa teams up with her younger self to stop the formation of the Rangers. You'll experience a remix of classic episodes, battling through 15 stages filled with colorful pixel art and guitar-heavy soundtrack that captures the era's teenagers with attitude aesthetic perfectly. The gameplay provides a satisfying flow of melee combat, allowing you to string together combos, juggle enemies like putties, and unleash screen-clearing super attacks. Beyond the standard side-scrolling beat-em-up levels, you will pilot original Dinozords in first-person shooting sequences and engage in Rock'em Sock'em Megazord battles. While the variety is impressive, you might find the super scalar vehicle levels frustrating due to sparse checkpoints and high difficulty spikes. Character progression and agency have been improved with free updates, though you still cannot swap rangers mid-mission without returning to the hub. While it is not quite as polished as genre leaders like Shredder's Revenge, the game shines brightest when you play with up to 5 friends on online co-op. If you grew up with a Morpher in hand, this 3-hour adventure offers enough fan service and arcade charm to be well worth your time. It is a faithful, high-energy tribute that truly honors the original Power Rangers legacy. At number 2 we have Vengeful Guardian, Moonrider, a high-octane 16-bit style action platformer that delivers a potent dose of retro nostalgia. You step into the shoes of a powerful robot protagonist who goes rogue after realizing its abilities are being used for tyranny. Your mission is simple: slash, jump, and run through 6 varied stages to destroy the oppressive robot villains. The controls are simple: movement, slashing, and jumping, but you must master the running slash, diving kick, and wall jumping to survive. Much like classic Blue Bomber games, you can select stages in any order, each offering unique challenges, from running through a forest under a mech fire, to navigating water-filled pipe mazes, or even riding a radical motorbike. The boss fights at the end of each stage are a definite blast, requiring you to memorize attack patterns to keep a health bar intact. Successfully defeating a boss rewards you with a new temporary weapon, consuming a magic meter for extra offensive capability, whether it's a flaming boomerang or the power to summon a tentacle portal. Adding to your strength are hidden chips you can install, equipping up to 2 at a time for game-changing effects like slow health regeneration or a double jump. However, this is where the balance breaks down. Once you find the right chip combination, you can become overpowered, which lessens the challenge expected from a retro-style game. Despite the difficulty curve becoming too easy, the game's aesthetic is flawless. Joy Masher absolutely nailed the SNES look and feel, completed by a funky soundtrack. The runtime is perfectly retro, clocking in around 2 hours. If you crave chunky pixels, fast action, and a massive hit of 16-bit charm, you should dive into this treat. At number 3 we have Shantae and the Pirate's Curse. Shantae and the Pirate's Curse offers a solid platforming experience that will resonate with fans of the genre. This installment follows Shantae's journey without her genie powers, leading to an engaging storyline filled with quirky humor and likable characters. The game introduces an intriguing alliance between Shantae and her nemesis, Risky Boots, as they work together to defeat the evil pirate master. While the shift to smaller islands as separate worlds may seem like a departure from previous titles, it adds variety to the gameplay while maintaining the core exploration elements. Despite the occasional frustration of navigating between the islands, the game's polished mechanics shine through, with smooth controls and inventive abilities that keep gameplay fresh. From classic items like potions to new additions such as a downward slashing scimitar, there's plenty to experiment as you progress through dungeons and uncover hidden secrets. Although some aspects, like the boss battles, may not reach the heights of previous entries, the overall experience remains enjoyable. Completing the main story takes around 7 hours, with additional challenges for completionists to pursue. Shantae and the Pirate's Curse delivers a satisfying platforming adventure with its blend of humor, challenging gameplay, and imaginative level design. Whether you're a longtime fan of the series, or a newcomer looking for a captivating platformer, this game offers plenty of swashbuckling fun that's worth your time. And number 4 we have Corn Kidz 64, a Nintendo 64 inspired 3D platformer that serves as a vibrant love letter to the 5th console generation. You play as Sieve, a one-horned goat trapped in a surreal dream world where his goal is simply to find nachos and escape. While the premise is intentionally silly, you'll find that the gameplay is a sophisticated blend of classic collectathon mechanics and surprisingly modern snappy controls. As you explore, you must collect EXP cubes to unlock new areas, a progression system that feels familiar yet rewarding. You are equipped with a versatile moveset featuring headbutts, ground pounds, and mid-air dashes. You'll notice that the level design is impressively dense. Rather than offering dozens of empty worlds, the game provides a few massive, tightly packed environments like Wallow's Hollow. These stages are filled with clever puzzles. One even requires you to flip the entire world horizontally, and quirky NPCs that deliver witty, occasionally dark dialogue. Visually, you're treated to a perfect recreation of the 1990s aesthetic, complete with low-resolution textures, a 4:3 aspect ratio, and optional scanline filters that mimic an old CRT television. While the camera can occasionally feel wonky in tight spaces, the fluid movement and buttery smooth platforming keep the experience enjoyable. Though you can finish the main story in about 4 to 6 hours, the sheer density of secrets ensures you'll feel every bit of that nostalgic magic. It is a challenging, charming, and expertly paced trip back to 1997. And number 5 we have Super Karts, a classic retro kart racing game that brings back the spirit of the 90s with pixel art visuals and a love for indie game culture. In this game, you race through vibrant, intricately designed tracks inspired by both 16-bit and 64-bit aesthetics. With multiple modes such as Grand Prix, Time Trials, Split-Screen GP, Mission Mania, and Battle Mania, you have plenty of ways to tackle over 48 racetracks, with even more coming soon. The game features a wide variety of quirky characters, from beloved indie titles like ToeJam and Earl, Freedom Planet, and Guacamelee, among others. As you compete, you can unlock a host of items, from Meloons and exploding Pangaples to heat-seeking Loconuts, that add a fun, chaotic twist to each race. The controls are tight and responsive, allowing you to drift, boost, and use power-ups with precision. Whether you're challenging yourself in time trials or battling friends in local split-screen mode, every race feels fast-paced and full of nostalgic charm. Super Karts delivers an authentic retro experience while offering modern gameplay twists. You can expect surprises in track design, creative item mechanics, and an ever-expanding roster of indie crossovers that keep the experience fresh. If you love classic kart racers and appreciate the indie spirit, this game is a delightful tribute to a bygone era with plenty of modern excitement to keep you engaged. Every race challenges your skills and invites you to master drifting and item strategies, ensuring endless fun and thrills. However, the question remains, will the game ever reach its own finish line? And number 6 we have Astrodogs, an on-rails arcade action game where you pilot a ship to save a galaxy run by dogs from a rogue corporation called Woofer. Playing as Combo, a Shiba Ace pilot, you lead a crew of freelancing bounty hunters across 10 vibrant cel-shaded levels. While heavily inspired by the Star Fox series, this indie title carves its own identity with unique mechanics and a distinct vaporwave aesthetic. Your primary goal is to blast through waves of enemies using an arsenal that includes remote-controlled bombs, homing missiles, and a powerful hyper beam. One of the most satisfying elements you will encounter is the instinct mechanic, which allows you to slow down time for precise aiming. You can also perform barrel rolls to deflect projectiles back at your foes, turning their own firepower against them. Each mission features varied environments, from lush jungles to cyberspace, and ends with a complex boss battle that often requires puzzle-solving skills rather than just brute force. While the gameplay is fast-paced and fun, you may find the initial experience frustrating due to a lackluster tutorial. Furthermore, the game lacks certain accessibility features and customizable controls, which might be a drawback for some. However, the impressive soundtrack and the charm of the hand-drawn characters keep the experience engaging. If you enjoy challenging score chasers and classic rail shooters, Astrodogs offers a stylish, replayable adventure. You can even unlock new ship skins and secret lore by achieving high ranks, making every run feel rewarding as you save Puppydome. At number 7 we have Anodyne 2 Return to Dust, a retro-inspired genre-blending adventure that dives into a nostalgic blend of 80s and 90s pixel art and early 3D graphics reminiscent of PS1 and N64 games. You play as Nova, a nano-cleaner created to save New Zealand from a mind-warping dust plague. The game's narrative is deeply personal, reflecting themes of self-discovery as you interact with unique characters like Palisade and Sea Salmus, who guide Nova on her mission. Gameplay alternates between a 3D world filled with exploration and light platforming, and 2D pixel art segments where you shrink down and enter infected beings. Each 2D level offers a different visual style and mechanic, from puzzle solving to combat with your dust vacuum. The transition between these modes keeps the gameplay fresh and engaging, as does the meta commentary that often breaks the fourth wall. The game's visuals stand out with their low poly charm and lush pastel environments. The soundtrack is equally compelling, offering a mix of orchestral, techno, and nostalgic tunes that perfectly captures the game's shifting atmospheres. Anodyne 2 is not without its flaws. Some gameplay elements can feel repetitive, and a few puzzles may leave you stumped, but the in-game hints and optional guides keep you moving forward. For fans of indie game design, or anyone who loves a nostalgia-fueled journey packed with heart, Anodyne 2 is a must-play that celebrates the love of game making with every pixel.
At number 8 we have Super Magbot, a 2D precision platformer that doesn't allow you to jump. The system of Magnetia is under threat from the evil Magsteroid. You play as a magnetic robot and you're the only one that can stop him. Across the 4 worlds of Magnetia, you'll have to use your magnetic powers to save locals and eventually the world. And yes, you cannot jump in this game, so you'll have to improvise using the power of magnets. Each stage is peppered with red and blue surfaces. They're handily placed so you can attract or repel yourself from them. You'll be doing more than just simple jumps with your magnetic abilities though. You can scale walls by attracting to magnets on the walls, or stay in the air longer by shooting at ceiling magnets. If your timing is on point, you'll be swinging around the environment with ease. Super Magbot is a difficult game, so be prepared to make your palms sweat. You'll die a lot amongst its flaming pits and saw blades that will take a lot of skill, perfect reaction times, and most importantly, patience. If you're up for challenging games though, then nailing that last magnet pool to reach the exit will feel extremely satisfying. There are also other types of magnetic objects for you to master your movements on. There are walls that can break once you use your powers on them, double layered magnets that can send you soaring, and bubble magnets that you can enter and burst out of. There's always something new that the game will throw at you to keep you on your magnetic toes. If you're patient enough with your sweaty palms, you might just make it to the end of the world where you will be presented with a screen-filling boss fight. These battles are awesome, and it will see you dodging around, trying to survive long enough to take advantage of a weak spot. Do that a few times and you win. If you're a glutton for even more punishment, you can try getting all of the collectibles, which will have you traverse some extremely hard to reach places. You could also try your hands on harder bonus levels of worlds that you have already completed. Super Magbot is a unique and challenging 2D platformer that is easy to learn but hard to master. So if you're up for the challenge, this may be a game for you.
And that's all for this bundle. This bundle is a high-risk, high-reward drop. For $19, you're snagging heavy hitters like Shantae and Rita's Rewind, which is basically an all-time low price just for those keys. However, the community is pinging overpriced since tiers are creeping up. If your library is already stacked with indie bangers from Fanatical, this might be a skip. But for retro completionists wanting the new game feel, it's a solid loot box. Grind it or pass, the choice is yours. In any case, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If this video was helpful, feel free to leave a like and subscribe, and maybe consider buying the channel a coffee. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.